Hi, is this thing on? Hello? We're back. Right?
We're so back.
We're so back. Anime is so back, and we are also so back. Welcome to Impossible Coin Anime Special Episode. We are supposed to do these quarterly.
Mm-hmm.
We got busy. So sorry.
There's a lot going on. Yeah.
It wasn't even anime that was going on. It was everything else.
Yeah, true.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
But that's what happens. As in anime, so in real life. We had the really busy end of season stuff happening at the end of winter, beginning of spring. And now we are here in summer.
Mm-hmm.
Almost fall.
Almost fall.
Don't tell anybody.
I think they know.
Yeah. You, our dear anime listener, viewer, anime listener, are going to get 2 episodes. This is the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So don't panic. This is the winter anime and also the spring anime wrap up.
Mm-hmm.
We are
winter,
so sorry.
But mostly spring's anime wrap up.
Yeah. We watched many things, both across winter, which you already know about, and spring, which we have not gotten a chance to mention at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we're only going to cover like the highlights of the stuff that we enjoyed in spring. You don't need to know about what we dropped.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
The stuff that we dropped was just bad. You don't need to know about it. But yeah, Rocky, do you want to do a One Piece catch up, or do you want to save that for the next episode?
I'm going to say that for the next episode because at this point it's like 8 episodes instead of like 800, so I think that's okay.
That's fair. Fine. That's fair. Okay. In that case, do you want to do a wrap up of Classroom of the Elite Season 2?
Yeah, we got to do that.
Or Season 3? I'm so sorry. It's Season 3.
Yeah, it's Season 3. There was just such a gap between 1 and 2 that it's hard to remember sometimes.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but Classroom of the Elite was good. I think the puzzle that they set up was like satisfying enough, but like, you know, everyone was so up their own ass that like it became its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it was cool to like to do like a real send off of like the third years. I see like the current second years that will be third years next year that like are setting up to be villains. I hate them already.
Mm-hmm.
And
they're my least favorite, most favorite people right now.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh my god. Especially the one that's like coming for like the Class B character. I didn't think she was going to be as big of a deal this season. I'm glad that she is. Like they always had plans for her, but like I didn't know we were going to do them now.
She's unironically my favorite, and so therefore I'm very concerned about her mental health and her well-being, both of which are in jeopardy constantly, I think.
Constantly.
She's
trying to be a good person in a terrible world. I'm
not going to lie, I thought she was going to end up not with us by the end of Season 3. Straight up. Right. Where they were like, oh no, she's not coming to school now. I was like, oh no, she's not coming to school.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was like, she's dropped out. She couldn't handle the pressure. I thought she offed herself on campus. I was 100% convinced for like 20 minutes.
I'm not going to lie. I thought they were going to kidnap her. But like we already did that last season, so I think that's fine.
Kidnapping is a lot safer than what I thought was happening.
True enough.
So, I'll take it.
Just because she was a shoplifter or whatever? I'm like, okay.
Right. Yeah, you know, well.
You know, actually with the shoplifting arc, I kind of didn't need it to be as, like, sympathetic as they wrote it. Like, not like they're nice to her, but they're just like, yeah, I shoplifted, and it was this really expensive jewel for my sister's birthday that our family couldn't afford. And it was like, honestly, if you stole a Coke, I still wouldn't care. I think you're cool. It's fine. Like,
yeah, you're fine.
But oh man, they really had her like weep over it, and like they like threatened her entire like persona, and like even then like I don't even think the class really needed like the super justification. I feel like a bunch of them were ready to just be like, oh, so you shoplifted before? That's fine, whatever, and then like move on.
Yeah, they were just like, we don't care. You're the nicest person we have ever seen, actually.
Yeah, like, shit, man.
Like, it's okay. And she was like, but I did this terrible sin.
I was like,
yeah, so we've done worse.
You just be like, that guy waterboarded someone last year.
These girls literally took someone into the bowels of a ship and were beating her to death. Like,
That did happen. Yeah, like fuck. Come on.
I think you're all right. You're in bad company. Good bad company.
Good bad company. Yeah. So like, are you excited for them to get evil again? Like in the next season, whenever that happens?
Yeah, a little. Yeah, I don't know who any. Okay, so they've already announced. Full disclosure, they've announced a season 4. It's definitely getting a season 4. We've already decided collectively to watch it. I say collectively, as a duo, we're going to watch it regardless. I don't know anybody on this poster.
Yeah, it's because they're all new, unless they've all had like weird reconstructive surgery and haircuts. But these just seem like new people.
The only girl we've seen is this twin tail girl, and we only saw her at the very end of season 3. Yeah, like she's in the very end of it, being like, "No, I don't need any help." Blah. You know.
Yeah, I barely know her. Like, whatever.
But we've got upgrade. It looks like of that poor girl, from Blade of Greed or whatever it was.
Oh, Berserk of Gluttony.
Blade of Greed.
Works for me. We've got
the upgrade of her.
Okay.
We've got Discount Lisa from Genshin Impact. We've got Sasuke, and I think like a very nice young man here for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why he goes to this school.
I think they're gonna turn like that one kid in like the Protex class where he's like, "No, I'm just trying to be the nice guy," and they kind of kick him because like he quote doesn't do what needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
And then like one day he like snaps or whatever. I think it's gonna be one of those.
Oh, okay.
Have another nice guy snap on this show.
I do enjoy the nice guy snap. It is fun. They like that. This nice guy though, he reminds me of Code Geass, right?
Yes, I do.
Not Lelouch, the other guy.
Suzaku of the counterattack.
Yeah. Yeah, Suzaku of the counterattack. That's who he looks like to me.
Someone did read the light novels. That's fine. That's okay.
No, I didn't.
No, it's okay. Like it's fine.
Why would I read the light novels? I'm busy. Man. I'm reading my anime already. I don't need to read the light novels.
Yeah, that's fair. Actually, now that I think about it, because like this, I don't read manga, and like I don't think I actually have anything about the medium, or it's either that or it's like really deeply repressed, and I just don't remember what it is. But I do remember that around the time I stopped reading manga, I was starting to get into light novels. Actually, I read Sword Art Online around that time. Maybe it was that. Maybe it was Sword Art Online and reading the light novel, and it's just, you know what? I don't want to read anime ever again after watching the show or whatever. I don't know. Still don't know. Not sure. Maybe one day I'll know for sure. But.
Oh, God. You know what, though? I'm so sorry. I understand that.
Yeah.
If I had read Sword Art Online, I, too, would give up.
and then I watched the show, and I was even madder about it. Like, it was so silly.
I mean, that's understandable. It was odd time.
Let's move on. There was a lot of good stuff that happened in winter.
Yeah, there was a lot of great stuff. We spent a lot of time watching a lot of very good anime.
I do want to talk about the carryovers. Just going to highlight them by name first, which are Shangri-La Frontier, and also Frieren and Apothecary Diaries. Because those were carryovers from fall into winter. Those were
also Delicious in Dungeon, I think.
Oh yeah, Delicious in Dungeon. Yeah, why isn't it on this list? That's crazy. Or did Delicious in Dungeon make it into like spring somehow?
Yeah, it started like very late in like winter. No, it started in winter and it went into spring. That's what happened with that one.
Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. But yeah,
I get to talk about that one twice. Haha.
What up? Well, yeah, that makes sense actually. But yeah, we were watching the carryovers. Frieren was good from start to finish. Like it's probably the most Tolkien-esque an anime will actually be, I think. It's given Tegan hope for the future, which is interesting. And it has inspired at least one real world good event where a Taiwanese youth assisted in stopping a knife attack on a train
Because it's what Himmel would have done.
Because it's what Himmel the hero would have done.
It is what Himmel the hero would have done.
I actually saw a recap of that recently, like this morning, I think. And apparently, like, they got some prize from the city, which is kind of nominal. It's about $800, but it's still cool for stopping a knife attack. And they also got free train rides in Taiwan for a year, in addition to the $800, which is cool. But they were hospitalized during the after the knife attack, so I think that kind of is just like so they don't get sued or something. But honestly,
probably also to like make sure that they were okay.
Yeah. Hopefully, I want to believe. I don't know too much about Taiwanese like train companies. I hope they're above board.
I hope so too. I want trains. I want opportunities to have Himmel the hero interactions.
I mean, we already have Amtrak for that, I think, but like no one's really fighting on Amtrak nowadays. But I'm down for more trains. Apparently, it's on the docket at least in this neck of the woods in the next decade or so. Honestly, if I got to fight about trains for 10 years, that's fine. If I get trains at the end of it, I think that's okay.
God, it's so good. Freerun was so good. And Freerun spawned naturally like 1,000 figures. And they're all a Freerun. There's like one Stark bust up, 5 or 6 of Fern, and like 4 Himmel statues, and they're all bad. His face is weird in all of them, and naturally there's like a noodle topper one, and which is like one of those like sitting poses, but he's doing some funky pose that like you feel like could have been a bronze statue like idea, probably something directly from the manga that didn't make it into the anime, but it's like it feels so silly, and his face looks so funny.
Also, I do want to talk about Shangri-La Frontier, which again is an anime that basically none of us believed in. I kind of was just there for the meme, see what it's like, because it's a isekai with a dude with a bird head, and like holy shit, they swung on that for real.
They really did. They believed in it from start to finish.
True.
We were uncertain, and they were like, "Nah, watch this."
Yeah.
So like, I'm so sorry. Actually, my bad. Yeah, I was mistaken.
I was mistaken, and honestly, it's kind of dumb saying this right now, but like I would definitely watch 5 seasons of Shangri-La Frontier without question. Like they got me in. I'm all the way in. I think I'll watch 100 episodes of Shangri-La. Why not?
Okay. You know what? I'll watch most of them. I think.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll definitely watch them with my friends.
I think it gathered, or rather, it like really locked into the idea of like the experience of playing these kind of multiplayer online games, and like it has a good humor about it. Like it's not like, oh, you have to min max, otherwise, why are you wasting your time playing this video game? It's just like there's this guy hanging out and he's just doing stuff. He happens to be really good at stuff, and he ends up meeting people that are really good at stuff. But like they're also just kind of vibing, which is fun. And I think like the idea of like having this like giant overworld monster that they're trying to investigate is like a cool thing to lock into. It is funny that like apparently less than 10% of the story has been like discovered in game because they're locked around these events that no one's cleared.
That also no one has figured out how to start. Like some of them are just like, we know this thing exists. We have no idea how to get to it.
True. But like even then, stuff like that happens. Like obviously it's on a much like shorter timeline. Like there was a single event that in the new Final Fantasy expansion that people spent like 3 weeks figuring out how to do, like how to actually trigger. But apparently it was like a combination of like waiting for like a particular like NPC to spawn. And then just like responding to it in time, but no one knew like how long that actually would take, and it took like it was a weird thing. Like it's if you really want to know about it, we can go over the details, but like the idea is that these kind of esoteric like events are real in these like MMO spaces, and sometimes people are just overthinking them, and sometimes like they're not looking at it from the right perspective, and it's like that sometimes.
Yeah, that's fair. Do you think the ultimate boss Do you think there could be, well, let me rephrase this question. Do you think there could be a fight in Shangri-La Frontier that's similar to the one fight that you can unlock in Nier by doing all the Coliseum matches?
Yes.
Where you just fight like the head of the company?
It could be fun. Honestly, I also like the way that some of their perspectives worked on like the game sense. Like, Protag was like fighting this boss where like they couldn't take an offense, right? Like they were just like everything was like a one hit kill, and they like can't really engage, and it looked like their win con was just survive for X minutes, and then they get to like the third stage, and they're just like, "What do you mean? Like am I supposed to keep dodging? There's no way that this is just still on a timer. I've been dodging for 20 minutes. What's the reward here? Why did I do this? Obviously, this has to be a chance for me to attack or whatever." And it's just like he goes for a perfect parry, which is insane, but it was super cool. Great watching experience. Honestly.
Great watching experience. Very good. 10 out of 10. Love the idea that they just worked that in because they're like, this is how actual players figure this stuff out. And also, you only get to fight this monster once a month.
Once a month, yeah.
So if you mess it up today, you have 30 days to figure it out. Like,
yeah, just 30 days of it haunting you. It's like, what do I do about this thing?
Yeah, right.
What's up, Lux? Lux is fighting this blanket that's behind me.
Lux and Nico are having a conversation through the microphone.
That's very funny, actually.
It's very cute. Nico just wandered off. Poor Lux. The blanket isn't sitting right. Father, fix it. Anyway.
But yeah, and then the other carryover we had, which was Apothecary Diaries, which was Tegan's pitch.
I was correct. I was so correct. It was so good.
Yeah, it was really, really good.
It was all the joy of like high society drama, but like with fun mystery elements in. It's not just like, oh, so and so is part of a scandal. It's like, no, there's an actual mystery going on here. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Or die. One of the two. You know, it was really neat. And they do a lot of like really fun commentary on like what life was actually like during like this ancient period in Japan and China, you know, for the emperor, for courtesans, for people who were just working at the castle. Like, it was very cool. It was very fun.
Super informative.
Super informative, great character designs, great art. They believed in it start to finish, you know?
I do like how this show and a couple other shows that we've liked over the past like year or so that will like employ like very different styles of like the character that are still true to them. Like they have like the full art character. Well, it's very much like they have the character, which is like what shows up on marketing, the recognizable thing. And then they'll have like chibi versions of the characters for like different like emotive scenes that are meant to just like usually be like a gag or like to hang a lantern on something.
Or like break tension kind of thing.
Yeah, and then like they'll have like the thing that they'll build their tension for, which is like the full art character, which is usually like an alt outfit with like additional detail. And I think those like shifting like patterns in like a show are pretty healthy. And I think we've been seeing it a bit more lately, and I've appreciated it.
I do like they do this thing in this show, and they do it more subtly than they do it in Spy Family. But there is a male character who you will see the main female character like through their perspective, and that art is always slightly better than anything that has been drawn before, you know?
Yeah.
In Spy Family, it's obviously like it's a whole leap. It's like almost a different genre. Like it goes from being like this is a cute little like fun show to like that's the main character of a shoujo anime right there.
Yep.
Who knew, you know? But in Apothecary Diaries, because it's like it's a mystery. I know, Nico, it's a mystery and it's a shoujo. Like the main character always looks nice, you know. But in those moments where we see her like dressed up, dolled up, and he sees her, there's just like a little more. There's a little more like fog around the edges. There's a little more light hitting her in a specific way, you know, and it just really enhances the experience, I think, in like a subtle way, but a way that feels relatable.
Yeah.
Nico, do you want to talk to Lux? Is that what's going on? Keep coming in and meowing. These poor cats, they'd like to be friends. They don't realize it. They've never seen each other in their life, but they're like, I hear your name. Hello? Are you there? Oh, he's really struggling. He sounds like the most pathetic little boy.
Okay.
That is not very dignified, Lux.
Yeah, Lux is like, it looks like he's needing this like soft blanket that I got.
Mm-hmm.
But also he's like, maybe let me see if I have to let him out. Give me a second.
Nico, you know if you bring that over here, it's going to squeak, right?
I'm going to trap you, bud. Have an adventure.
There are going to be so many cat sounds. There are going to be so many cat meows and side conversations about the cats to cut out. I'm so sorry.
That's fine. I think since we're rolling with it a little bit, it should be okay.
Yeah, that's fair. We could always just cut them together and just be like, this is what you missed. Yeah. Yes, Lux?
Yeah, right? Oh, God. Okay. And winter of last year, Jesus Christ, they finished High Card. High Card's gone, looks like. Forever.
Forever. No more High Card. They were just like, this is the game. Yeah.
There's no more cards. So like, the dream of 5 seasons in a movie is probably dead.
Mm-hmm.
They also really had him shoot his brother in the head, so
they really did. They really did. They had him kill his own brother that he thought was dead, and then it turned out was alive, and then it was like, okay, but now you have to kill him, actually.
Yeah.
Got him.
Like, God, that was so wild. Like,
oh my God, it was. I just felt bad for everyone in season 2.
You know what's weird to me? I hate to say this, but like Square Enix is getting good at anime.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's something else that we're watching, like, in the current season that I'm trying to remember. Jesus. Oh, duh, it's Nier Automata.
Yeah, it's Nier Automata, yeah.
Yeah, that's being published by Square Enix. And, like, they have a real animation studio.
Yeah, they get it. They said, okay, well, we're going to make an anime. And they said, we're going to do it right the first time, actually.
Right. And, like, I mean, I get it. They have, like, Square Enix money, like, lying around. And if they decided we're going to do anime now, like, it's not even, like, I don't want to say that they're just flush with cash, because Square Enix isn't that company, Like, they're not $1 trillion company or anything. But, like, they have more money than, like, the average, like, upstart anime studio, for sure. Mm-hmm. And so, like, I don't know if there's just something that's going really well with like personnel, if they're just being selective about what scripts that they're taking on, but like, I don't know. Square Enix is definitely putting out bangers when it comes to anime, and maybe that's something I could have guessed, but like, I wasn't looking for it.
I wonder if this is partly in anticipation of the eventual end of Final Fantasy XIV services.
Maybe.
Imagine like they get the whole story out, right? And they announce like this is going to be the final episode, the final like session for Final Fantasy XIV. There's going to be no Final Fantasy XIV after this. However, Final Fantasy XIV the anime.
I could believe that. There've been some animation projects that they've done before, like they did a documentary, if I remember correctly, about like a father-son pair that played Final Fantasy XIV together. And then I think there was like an anime that was loosely based off of that story. I can't remember if Square Enix actually produced it.
That's cute though.
It was a good time. That's for sure. And that came out like a long time ago, like 7, 8 years, maybe 10. I feel like it might have been like 9 years. I feel like it was like close to like video game high school, which is a thing that I don't have the bandwidth to really talk about right now. But
right, but it was a thing that existed.
But yeah, High Card is now a complete product. It's 2 seasons, 24 episodes of anime, and it is good, silly anime fun for sure.
It is it's so fun. It's so silly. The characters are very good.
Mhm.
Remember that time our boy went back to school? My son went back to school and just got sick because he was being bullied.
Yeah, that's right. Except it was just the what's it called? The nurse was poisoning them with their weird 13-day curse card or something.
Weird 13-day curse card, but he was sick. Like literally, they build it like, oh, he's just getting sick because he's being bullied, and there's a boy who wants to be his friend, and he doesn't know how to handle it. Like, it was so funny.
Oh my god.
We were shitting on that kid. We were shitting on that kid for sure. We were like, bud, it's okay.
And he just wasn't. He was just a kid.
He was just a child. God, what a show.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of shows, we also watched an obvious gag anime, but it was made specifically for me. The wrong way to use healing magic.
Mm-hmm.
And that
they believed in it though. It wasn't just that like this is a gag and we're gonna see it through. Like the animation matched.
That's true. Yeah. And like I fuck with it. Like this one was cool. Like Usato being like an accidental isekai protagonist, having like the insane like former badass like healer like commander or whatever, and she just runs her own like squad out of like convicts or whatever. It was cool, man. I do like they don't do a lot of it, but they do a bit of like differentiation at the end of it where they talk about like there's different kinds of like healing magic. Like there's a guy who's good at healing, but his is like much more like a metered regen than anything else. And like the pro tag and like the Rose, like his like master, like specialized in like burst healing essentially. And I think there's more nuance to be explored there. I want to see what else this show does. I have no idea if they're going to get greenlit for a second season, but I'd watch it.
I'd watch it. I'd watch it there. I want to see them actually like fix the thing that they were isekai'd for. You know?
True. Yeah.
And I don't know how much they could keep up like the gag portion. But I feel like having the gag portion come in as the first, like, haha, we're tricking you into watching an isekai. Like, I think that's fun. I think that's fine.
I don't mind gag anime that gets serious. I think that's fine. In fact, I would like more serious anime, like, to be gags sometimes. But it's its own thing. I think Dragon Ball did that really well, to its credit. Like, Dragon Ball does a lot of things that haven't aged well, that didn't do great earlier, but I think they definitely had like these kind of like seasons, not like full anime seasons, but just like periods in time where it's like everything's on the line, we gotta do it right now. And then like sometimes like, hey man, Master Roshi's doing a cookout, you want to hang out? And like they would just do that like all the time, and I think that was healthy for something that was like ongoing.
We've been invited to a tournament of fighters, but like it's against all humans, so we can't be too strong. And the Vegeta's just like, fuck it, I will be the strongest, actually. Screw these guys.
They're all punching the stupid punching machine.
Oh my god, that was so funny. Just like, we can't do too much. And it's like, yeah, sure. Ha. Fuck off.
With them all trying to like tell like Goten and like Trunks, like, you can hit it, just not too hard because it can't, like, we still want to try to blend in, so don't break it. And they hit like a totally like mid score, and they're all like, yeah, and everyone's like super cheering, and like the adults are like, why are these kids hitting this hard? Like,
yeah, the adults are just like, that's weird. Hang on, something's not right here. What are they eating those boys? It's like, hey, oopsies, we've messed up.
Oh man, that was a good time.
It's them messing up in a way that like they don't know they've messed up. We know they've messed up. They don't have a clue. Not a thought going on in those heads.
Oh man, you know what that does remind me of? The hijinks that was in Mr. Villain's Day Off.
Oh god, that was so fun. The fact that he starts out every I am the head honcho of an alien force that is invading Earth. But today, it's my fucking day off, and I'm not doing shit.
Oh man, they're like repeated like run-ins with like the Red Ranger Sentai leader that they had or whatever.
The Red Ranger Sentai leader who cannot find anybody or anything ever, actually. He's lost all the time. Just all the time.
But the thing is that he respects pandas, which is why Mr. Villain is okay with it.
Yeah, right. Because Mr. Villain's favorite animal is a panda. Of course, naturally. Why would you even question that? It's just like, what is happening? Man, we really tried to get Brian to watch that show. That would have been so good.
Yeah, that would have been really funny. We're just gonna trick him one day. We're just like, we're doing a watch along, and then suddenly Mr. Villain's day off comes on. He's like, oh no, and I'm like,
oh no, and he'll just leave the call. But it'll be funny. It'll be a good bit.
Yeah. Oh man. And wait, hold on. If I'm looking at the list here. Oh, yeah, that's right. We watched Sign of Affection.
We did. Sign of Affection, a great anime about Japanese Sign Language.
True.
And the relationship developing between someone who just loves languages, period, and someone who has never had anyone attempt to communicate with them in their own language.
Mm-hmm.
Wild. Oh, so good. Beautifully written. The original manga author apparently had a roommate who was deaf and who only communicated in sign language. So like everything is really accurate to their experience. Like they made sure that nothing was like the deaf characters never infantilized at any point by any of the important characters, only by the dickhead, which makes sense, you know? And like that kind of stuff. It's really good. Really, really beautiful. Really well written, really well animated.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say words. It's actually illegal for me to say words, apparently.
Well, it's okay, Tegan. You can just scream for this one because one of the things that we did end up doing that we didn't watch collectively. It was only in theaters, but we both watched the Haikyuu movie.
We did watch the Haikyuu movie.
There it is.
They had so much fun. Those boys had so much fun playing volleyball.
Yes, they did.
God, did it make you hype for the Olympics, or did it make you hype for the Olympics?
Honestly, I didn't watch so much Olympics afterwards, but I did watch a lot of volleyball. I watched a lot of qualifiers after.
That's fair.
But I really liked the Haikyuu movie. It was for people who don't know, it was the Battle of the Garbage Dump, which is a highly anticipated match between the pro tag team Karasuno, and they're kind of like rivals / like friendly team in the same area. Oh God, what is their school's name? Nekoma. Yeah, because they're the Cats and the Ravens. That's why it's called Battle of the Garbage Dump, because like they both fight over trash.
Yeah, cats and birds fight over trash in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
The more you know.
And it was a great opportunity to like spend more time with like the boys of Nekoma, because like their setter, who's kind of like put in parallel to like the pro tag of the show, Hinata Shoyo, because Hinata, he's like a bouncing ball of energy. He wants to play volleyball no matter what, and he wants to put everything into every single point, so that he can play as much as possible. While like the Nekoma kid, like he doesn't really care too much about volleyball. He does it because his friends do it and they talked him into it. But he's actually a very good setter. And when they would do like the games that they played before, the Nekoma setter felt like he couldn't get into it. I think that's what they were trying to convey. Where he said that he wants to see what they would play like when like there are actual stakes on the line, where like it would be a game over if either of us lost. Like how much would he be able to enjoy that? Which I get. And they got their opportunity, and we got to see a whole new different side of this kid, but also spend more time with like a very serious Nekoma team. And it was a very great watching experience. Personally for me, I don't know how it would be for people who haven't spent a lot of time with the series. I've heard mixed reception on that front, like people who hadn't been involved in the series and watched it. They're like, it was okay, or I really liked it and I'd like to see more. Like personally, I could probably watch this nonstop. I could watch this every day, but that's a whole other thing. That's just my experience.
I could watch it nonstop. I could watch it every day. I already know these boys though. I like them.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God. It was so dramatic too. It was so it felt like everything was happening all the time.
All the time.
The whole game was so intense. And like the thing is, that whole game was also spliced with like moments where you're just like you're in the other players' heads, like seeing flashbacks of their childhood and like why they got into volleyball and like all this other stuff. But it didn't like none of it felt out of place, you know?
Yeah, one of the things I've always praised Haikyuu for, or two things actually. One is its pacing, right? That like moment to moment, it is probably one of the best paced anime, period. And you can take that to the bank. The other thing that I always praise the show about is that while they always have what seems to be a really like heady cast, there's a lot of people that are involved in whatever's happening on screen. Everyone seems to get like development and their moment, and it doesn't feel cheap. Like whatever people felt, say like at the third Ninja War, where like they had everyone do their big special attack, and it felt stupid. Like it felt like we weren't going to really get much out of it, any of these moments. The opposite is happening in Haikyuu. Like you get like a little like gesture, a little voice line, an intimate moment with a character that's been building up over time, and like it like blooms like right when you need it to. Maybe not necessarily expected to, but when it's supposed to happen, it fucking happens, and it feels great.
It does. God, they really are like masters of that as a craft. You know? It's really hard to like explain how well everything just falls into place all the time.
All the time. But, like it's one of those things like, you know, like the way that they talked about like how the people who wrote like the Dr. Seuss books, you know, like they were written by like PhDs, like they were like treated with the severity of like nuclear codes or whatever. And like it kind of feels like that's what's going on behind the scenes of like Haikyuu. If it's a bunch of guys chilling out and they get it every time, that's super cool, but it's difficult for me to believe. It feels like everyone that is like everyone's like constantly trying to piece together how much time everyone gets and how it fits together. And it feels like a puzzle at the end, but like, you know, the process of making a puzzle is obviously way more complicated.
But they get it right. Every time. No, it doesn't feel like anybody's ever been like really cheated out of something, you know?
Right. Yeah.
And like
if
it does, if you think a character is being cheated out of a moment, it's because it's not actually their moment. Their moment is coming later, and you don't realize it yet because you feel just like these kids, where it's like, that was it, my one shot, and I blew it.
You know, I think that's part of it, right? Because like a lot of, especially in just media period, right? Like it's difficult for a lot of people to pick a favorite character for some things, because like they won't always get the same amount of screen time. Like I've definitely seen it. I've done it myself, where like I'll just default to caring about the main character because that's the one that I'm guaranteed to get an arc out of.
Right.
But Haikyuu kind of decides, no, everyone gets an arc, and we're serious about it. So if you like this character, that's fine. Pay attention to them. You'll be rewarded for your attention. And that's a big promise for anyone to make about anything, but Haikyuu lives up to it, which is very, very interesting.
I wish more anime were as good at doing it as Haikyuu is.
I hope people learn from it. Like, honestly.
I do. Like, I hope the same people who are, like, learning from Frieren, you know? I hope there is a group of, like, sports shonen writers who are learning from Haikyuu.
Man, okay, like, I hope sports shonen people learn from Haikyuu, but you know who I want to learn from Haikyuu? I want people who, like, write seinen to learn about Haikyuu, you know? I want the people who, like, make shoujo with like 30 throwaway characters to watch Haikyuu. Like people who are writing like these large sprawling dramas. Imagine if like Inuyasha had the discipline of the people who are writing Haikyuu. That's what I mean. Like think of what that should have been. Like the kind of people, and like, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if someone like from Haikyuu was saying like a big influence to us is actually like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood because of how like all those storylines ultimately got tied up. Like they got a second try at it, which is another thing, which is actually bigger for Haikyuu, I think, because Haikyuu is just doing it. Like Fullmetal Alchemist definitely got a second shot at doing it, but like Haikyuu is getting it right the first time, which like has to require an incredible amount of patience, which is probably also why this movie is taking so long and we're only going to get one more. But that's another thing that we're not going to talk about today.
I can't believe we're only going to get one more.
It's it's embarrassing to mankind. I'm not going to lie.
Is it because it's not because they hate money, obviously, you know, because like they know very, very clearly they know like Haikyuu has a global audience by the fact that like the sole fact that like the Argentina national team, when they found out that Oikawa became an Argentinian player, like made a whole thing where they were like, "Welcome, Oikawa!" They made him a shirt and everything. Like,
oh my god.
Like this means something to people all over the world, very, very obviously, very very monetarily too. Haikyuu makes money all the time.
Honestly, you know? I think it's like the direct. I think it's an incredible amount of work. Like the only thing that makes sense to me is that it's an incredible amount of work, and the people who are in charge of like directing it, which is obviously like I think the directing chair and like maybe like chief of animation are like the people who are the most stretched in this particular thing, considering like how many like lines they're tying together. Like they're probably stepping away from the project, and like they don't believe anyone else can do it. And maybe that's the case.
That's fine. I get it. I think they're also like I believe there may also be like a noted concern about like the voice actors passing.
True.
You know? Because like the person who voiced their coach, which is like a key role in this show, did die. Like in between, I think it was season 2 and season 3, or season 3 and season 4.
I think 3, 4 probably. Like no. I think you're right. I think it is 2, 3.
And like there was a whole thing about like, well, how do we replace him? Like that's a very important role. What do we do? You know? And I think if any of the kids died, it just wouldn't happen, you know?
Yeah.
Rip Daichi, but you know what I mean.
Oh my god. But yeah, that's winter. Tegan, that took an hour, but that's winter.
That's winter.
Yeah.
And then we had spring.
True.
Crazy.
Hold on. I want to see if I can just change the words in this address. What up? Let's go.
Let's go.
Wait, hold on. No, it didn't work that way. I have to actually have to do it from like this other thing.
Heck.
Wait, why isn't it? Oh, it's just like 2025 is not here yet. That's crazy. Okay, well, I guess I just got to go through my completeds. That's fine.
Why?
Because like. Wait.
Why are you looking at 2025?
You're right. It is 2024. I don't know what year it is. It's okay.
Oh God, what year is it?
Okay. Yes. So I'm in my completeds for spring 2024. That's where I'm supposed to be, right? That sounds right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, cool. All right, so what's first again?
We watched an anime no one should watch.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we watched an anime. Absolutely no one needs to see this anime. It's called Jellyfish Can't Swim at Night.
What do you mean? That was a great anime.
Very personal for me. Nobody needs to see it. That was an anime for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we started joking. It's like, Tegan, how come you get to be a character in, like, several anime this season? Ha, 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 ha. And then it was just like, hey, Tegan, how come you're 4 characters in this anime? Oh, God.
Yeah, so if you ever wanted to see Tegan the anime, you probably need a High Dive subscription, but it's worth it.
That's God, it's so beautifully animated.
Mm-hmm.
The songs are all really good. Like the whole experience was really good for me. I don't think anybody else had the same experience watching that show that I did, but I had like I was so seen. I was every episode afterwards. I was raw and like sobbing. For reasons I couldn't always articulate. It was just like, I want everyone to know I'm having a perfectly normal time with this anime. Thanks. And then I'd just be real quiet. And like for the last couple episodes, I was just like, okay, we're going to watch the episode and it's going to be fine. And then immediately after the episode ended, I was like, I need a fucking drink.
So for people who don't know, Yoru no Korage wa Oyaganai, or Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night, is an anime about 4 girls who make a musical project collective called Jelly, after a former idol happens across a artist who made this mural that she loves. And they basically make an internet collective that puts out these songs. Only one of them sings. There's 4 girls, but only one of them sings. One of them is just plays instruments. One of them produces the art, and I believe one of them just handles social media. Or do I have that wrong, Tegan?
She's the one who mixes everything together.
Thank you.
She's
the
their
producer.
she's their like video producer specifically. So she does all of she takes the art, she takes the song, and then she mixes it all 3 of them together into what ends up going up on YouTube.
Okay. The producer editor for sure. But yeah, so they do that, and each of these girls have had, their own challenges. It's a very much a coming of age for young girls anime. And apparently they all had experiences that Tegan had, and they were, in depth, and they didn't pull punches, but they were mature about it, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
It was good.
Mm-hmm.
It was good.
I actually said it was great. Tegan might have said it was a masterpiece.
I might have said it was a masterpiece. I might have only given it a 9. I don't remember. No, I gave it a 10.
Easy for you.
I just checked and looked. I was like, yep, yeah, it was a masterpiece. It handled God, there was like a bullying thing. There was not believing in yourself. There was chasing your dreams as an adult. There was I can't talk about it. It was too good.
It was very, very good.
It was very, very good.
So if you're in the mood for an emotional, and I guess like poignant idol anime, Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night is a good choice. Mm-hmm. It's visually stunning, had a really good sonic profile, and heartfelt characters with real stories to tell.
Mm-hmm. It was really good. Okay, your turn.
Okay. You know what?
Find one. You know what? I'm gonna find the one anime that you're just like, I can't watch this in a group. Actually, I have to pre-watch every episode. One of these days, I'm gonna get it.
That'll be fun. We watched a sillier anime, Astronaut, which to me actually feels like a reimagining of Love Hina.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, I was thinking Rurouni Kenshin.
Okay.
Or no, not Rurouni Kenshin. What am I thinking? Tenchi Muyo.
Oh, Tenchi Muyo also works.
Tenchi Muyo. Yeah, not Rurouni Kenshin. Fuck Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah. Astronaut is it's a period piece, I think, actually. I think it's like set in like the early aughts or something. Mm-hmm. But there's a young man who is a chef that needs a new job, and he goes to this boarding house that seems to be offering a position as a chef, and he meets a young woman that he immediately falls in love with. And she runs the boarding house, and so there are several boarders here, and the boarding house offers free breakfast and free Wi-Fi. They mentioned that. So like he ends up working there as like a holdover because he's like a professionally trained chef. Like he's worked in like a large like hotel kitchen, I believe, before. Mm-hmm. And so he's working there while he's looking for like his next big gig, but also trying to win the heart of the woman that runs the boarding house. But the boarding house woman has a secret, and her secret is that she is an alien from outer space, a princess alien,
a princess alien from outer space, and she can't go home until she finds a key.
Yeah, until she finds a key that's allegedly at this boarding house. And so like the show is very much kind of like Border of the Week at first. Like you have an episode that focuses on each border, and then later on we kind of just get intergalactic. You know what? Tenchi Muyo also really does make sense here. Mm-hmm. This is probably a more Tenchi Muyo than Love Hina, but the kind of like romance between like the main two characters felt like Keitaro and Narusagawa to me. Although Keitaro wasn't really competent until he was, and this guy was kind of competent the whole time, I think. But it was a fun little show. I gave it a 7 out of 10 because I had a good time with it. It had some really big laughs.
Yeah, I also gave it a 7 out of 10. It was so funny. Every episode, ridiculous.
Yeah.
You think it can't get more ridiculous? Incorrect, actually.
Yeah, and they're always swinging on something. It's definitely a time for sure. Like it's a good time to like. Honestly, it's one of those things that I would probably watch in an afternoon if I had nothing to do, and I would just sit there and laugh at it for like 6 hours or something. But each their own. It was a fun weekly show. Definitely a good tension cutter for some of the more denser stuff on this list.
It was definitely good.
It
was so silly. I recommend it for anybody who likes a good silly anime. But like the plot worked, so
Yeah, it ultimately worked. It definitely wasn't paced well as far as the plot goes.
No,
but the show wasn't really about its plot, so I think that's fine.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. I think what happened was they got because that was a 24, right?
No, that was 12.
That was 12? Oh, I think they got like 6 episodes in and we're like, oops, hang on.
Yeah.
I forgot we're supposed to be doing a story here.
Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds like what happened.
There was a second evil alien race.
Yeah.
That got introduced.
Yeah. Oh, man.
A lot of the premise of the show does rely on 2 particular puns in Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
So there is that also. What
are the puns, Teeks?
The words for husband and wife, and widow in Japanese.
Oh, that's true because like the planet was from this like planet Widow.
Yeah.
Oh wait, what's the second alien race? Was planet Husbando or?
Yeah, hubby. They were the hubbies.
Yeah, that's right.
So she kept talking about her hubby, and then she kept saying she was a widow, and our poor main boy is just like, she was married. He's like, no, she's married. And then she finds out she's a widow. And he's like, I don't know if I should be excited about this or not. Her husband is dead. But at the same time, her husband is dead.
Yeah.
It was so silly. 10 out of 10. Not really. 7 out of 10. Good show. We also watched 2 very good action shows.
True.
In winter. Or in spring, winter, in the cold part of winter for us. The first one was Windbreaker.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Windbreakers was so good.
I think Windbreaker did a lot of things that were very interesting to me. One, as far as its like fighting was, it was like all gas, no brakes. Where like if you weren't like deeply watching the show, fights would just happen and they're just on screen and that's what we're doing. And I do think that like the fighting was very much informed, which is my second thing is that the show has a very, very clear emotional component to it that is just like interspersed with like all this physical combat between teenage boys. You got to rock with me on this one, dear listener. But Windbreaker begins with a young protagonist, Haruka Sakura. He has dual-toned hair and has heterochromia. And he's going to this new school that is famous for its fist-fighting boys. And he decided he's going to be the number 1 fist fighter at this school. But it turns out, when he gets there, that the number 1 fist fighter guy isn't like a battle crazed like monster, but like a emotionally balanced big bro to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out that he believes that the protagonist has the same thing within him. And it just happens that our super edgy shonen protagonist doesn't actually have the strongest emotional core. Like he isn't used to being like, cordial with people or having close up like emotional relationships with the people around him. And that's his specific challenge to learn while also being good at fist fighting. It's a very interesting twist.
It's very much like, I've never had a friend before, and actually I'm a cool, edgy loner. And then it turns out like, no, it turns out you have like 20 friends, my guy.
Yeah, and it's just like, I don't know what to do with these fucking friends. Stop following me around. Like, it's like...
And they're just like, nah, we're here. We're your friends. Haha, we know you're trying to push us away so that you can feel cool and aloof, but like, we're here to help whenever you need, bud.
It's like if they put Vegeta in like a like slice of life anime. You know what it is? It's like if they put Vegeta in Haikyuu and
Oh my
everyone
God.
loved him. Like that's
Yeah.
what the show is, and it's so funny to me. Like,
It's so funny.
oh man. And like the fighting is good. Like as someone who has been in a few fisticuffs in their time, the physical combat, the choices that they do with the choreography is solid. It's the type of shit that if you were in a real brawl in the real world, someone might try on you, and you would have those kind of responses if you were as good as the pro tag. And then the emotional moments where like they pull the kid in and they have him learn to like communicate with people in the way that he knows how with his fists or whatever is so well articulated from like a child's perspective that I can really appreciate it. It's a very good show. If you have, 13 episodes worth of timeline around, I'd recommend it.
You should have 13 episodes worth of time lying around. You should. I believe you do. I believe you do, and you should spend it with this show.
Tegan will help you find it.
I will help you. I'll rearrange your schedule. I'm very good at it. Okay, I'll find it. I'll work it in there.
Ah, man.
My favorite thing about Windbreakers is that they also introduced a kid who cannot fight, and he just immediately becomes the information broker.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? He's just like, oh no, I've memorized everybody's stat line, but like, please do not make me throw a punch because I will cry.
It's also because we were joking about it when the show was on the air that the pro tag and the character that you're describing right now had like a Deku Baku vibe to them. And it was just like if Bakugo was actually the protagonist, but like no superpowers, and like Deku just wanted to hang out and do his thing, he could just do that.
Yeah,
and that was really, really good.
It was very good.
Man, can't wait for more Windbreakers.
I hope they get more. I know they got a season 2, right?
I believe they got a season 2. I don't know for sure.
I think it was okayed. I don't know if we don't have like a date for it.
That's right. That sounds more like what's going on. Yeah, but it's being made by Cloverworks, and this seems like a good off-season Cloverworks show, honestly. Because like if their main thing like recurring is like Spy Family, and then they get like Windbreakers going opposite that seems like healthy. That seems healthy for them.
Yeah, I do remember like when I brought it up to the group, I was like, "This is the trailer. What do we think?" And everyone was like, "I don't know. I don't know." And then it was like day 1, everyone was like, "Actually, I'm in."
Because they were, you know what they were doing with the trailer. Like what they were trying to do is like they're trying to trick in the Shonen battle heavy clowns and then teach them how to be a person. Like that's what it is. Right. This is also propaganda, but like the trailer was very much designed to hook in the people's like, oh hell yeah, there's gonna be good fights in this one, and then they sit down and like, oh, there's good fights. Like wait a second, I have to make friends. Ah shit, like.
You mean I can't just roll by myself? You mean if I make friends with the people in my crew, we're more likely to win because we're more in sync?
Yeah.
We have each other's backs and we don't just abandon each other to the wolves? What? Damn.
Oh, man. God, there are 2 other shows that we have about having people's backs, and I don't know which one to talk about first.
That one.
That one? Oh,
that
sick.
One.
Okay, cool. I'm going to mention A Train to the End of the World, because that one, which is Train to the End of the World, is a like cutesy girl, like young girl anime who are they're riding a train and they're on a journey to recover their friend after they made the world super weird after the introduction of 7G network technology. But also, this is an ad for a particular train line in Japan. And they're very on the nose about it. And stuff is just kind of happening on screen. And so if you're just looking for an anime to just like repeatedly shout what at, this is the anime for you.
Have you seen, here's the thing, right? Here's my pitch. Have you seen Madoka Magica? You know how Madoka Magica, like all the witches domains are like just fucking weird? It's that, but the real world is what's fucking weird. It's so, and they don't ever, like, they explain it, but all of your protagonists are 13, so, like, whatever mid-tier explanation they give, everyone just goes, yeah, it sounds right, and then they move on.
Yeah.
They're just like, they very much like all the protagonists are very much yes-anding whatever situation they're in.
Yep.
Oh, this town's full of zombies? Gotcha. Okay, we know how to survive a zombie thing. Oh, they have a queen, and it turns out their weakness is etchy shit? Cool.
Yep.
Neat. We're going to read them fan fiction until they explode. It was so funny.
Oh, man, it was a good time. That's for sure. God, shout out to Train at the End of the World.
And it was at like the heart of it, at the very heart of it, right? Underneath all the bullshit. If you were like actually paying attention and not just being like, what is happening? You know? What trip am I on? The whole thing was about how like saying mean things to your friends fucks them up.
True.
You know? Like the whole thing, the whole incident started because one of the girls belittled another girl's like, she was like, this is what I want to do after like high school. I want to go to college here and I want to do this. This is what I want to study. And the other girl was like, that's stupid. There's no way you can't do that. You should just stay here in our little podunk town with me, actually, because you're never going to make it. And that fucked her up to the point that she fucked up the world with her weird 7G magic power.
That is the long and the short of it, honestly.
That was the whole show. Be nice to your friends.
Be nice to your friends. Jesus Christ.
You know what? If you're afraid that you're going to be abandoned by your friends when they go off to a big city, just tell them that the first time. Don't belittle their dreams when they're moving away. You know, I think that's a good one to have, like, a bunch of these, like, high schoolers going into college sort of things, you know? Like, I feel like a lot of seniors need to see that. Even though it's just weird as hell. You know? Could be good. Anyway.
I know you mean high school seniors, but when you said seniors, I was thinking about Grandma and Grandpa gone again.
Yeah, no, we gave up on that one. That one was silly.
I watched it. It was still silly, but I had fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
like a 6 out of 10 or like a...
Yeah, it was a 6 out of 10. It wasn't a 7.
Oh, okay.
But I had a good time. Like they were doing just kind of like bit of the week, really. You know, at first it was like, this is Grandma and Grandpa, they're young and these are their people. And then there were a couple of weeks where it's like, suddenly Grandpa's young again, but Grandma's old. And then suddenly Grandma's old again, but Grandpa's young. And it's like, they did a bit of that. But I don't know. I had fun, but like, I don't know if I'd recommend it to people.
It was definitely silly. We watched it and I was like, I'm okay with not watching it. I might pick it up again though if I'm just like, I want something that's like popcorny. You know,
it was very popcorny. That's for sure. Just a little bit off the cheese board, you know.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need that.
The other anime, which is about not giving up on your friends ever, no matter what, even under the threat of the military-industrial complex, is Kaiju number 8. And Kaiju number 8 is probably like one of the more modern action anime that I've seen in a while. Like not the ones where like they're just pumping something out, trying a concept and see how it feels. Like this is like the type of shit that they're trying to get optioned into like a movie. You know what I mean? Kaiju number 8, it talks about a world in which kaiju are a going concern, and to the point where people all over the world have like created like defense squadrons to deal with them because they pop up so often, not just in Japan. And there's a guy, Kafka Ibino, whose life was devastated by a kaiju attack in his youth, who made a childhood promise to his friend Mina Ashiro to become officers in the Defense Force, which is Japan's answer to dealing with the kaiju. Mina Ashiro is currently, like they fast forward to like them in their 30s. Mina Ashino is currently the ace commander of like the Defense Force, while Kafka, is currently working a job doing cleanup after kaiju attacks. And what happens is that after a kaiju attack, he's like sort of possessed by a kaiju. To be more specific, there's like a bug kaiju that like flies into his mouth and changes his DNA. And now he himself is a kaiju, and he takes his newfound abilities and tries to secretly become a member of the Defense Force. And the story that ensues is what happens. it's a very cool show. The world is very thoughtfully considered, and the characters that are like interacting are both like very embedded into the world that they're in, but also honest to the situation. So like it feels like you're watching people do this instead of watching a show about it that they're trying to pull you back in. It is again a show that rewards your attention. I feel like it carries its emotional beats well, and its combat is very like fun but thoughtful. I had a good time with that.
That's a great time.
Mm.
Also, you find out partway through that everybody who is super good just gets super cool weapons that are overpowered as shit because they're made out of big kaiju.
Yeah. There is developing technology where they're able to reverse engineer some of the powers of like the kaiju, and for very potent kaiju, they usually take their parts and turn them into weapons, very much like Monster Hunter. And like the suits that they use to augment people's abilities are also made by some component of the kaiju, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think it was their skin is
right
like in the suit.
And so like it amplifies like physical abilities, and like the special like weapons usually come with like some effect of the kaiju that it came from. And seeing those like both like explained like in combat but also like put into practice is very, very interesting.
It's also really neat to see how they like assigned weapons to specific characters, like based on their style, you know?
God,
I thought that was really cool.
I really like how thoughtful and like considered this show is. Like I think the show is definitely doing stuff like TM, and like a lot of shows do stuff that like kind of ultimately doesn't matter because like they just did it to do it as opposed to did it to like make you think about it and like consider what else is out there. This show is very good about showing you a couple of things that imply the existence of so many others. And like it's so the world is so carefully like pieced out to the audience that like implies a much larger scale of what else is going on. I hope it builds to it. I hope it gets to space.
I have a very serious question that comes from a very silly thing that keeps happening in the show, right?
Okay.
So our commander, right, Mina, she has a huge Gatling gun. That's like her special weapon, right?
Right.
She also has a giant white tiger.
Yes.
That just like stands behind her while she's shooting this really big gun, seemingly to help with recoil, though it's not entirely like for sure.
Right.
You know? And they're like, she's just the lead commander like of this like particular division, but she's like definitely the top. But there's other tops in like other areas of Japan. So like, does everybody get a tiger? Do they get different animals?
I hope everyone gets a different animal familiar. I hope there's just a guy with a gorilla. Like
I want to know. I want to know how that works. I want to know what it's for. I'm desperate. Like
I want a guy that like is like a great like ground fighter, but like they are vulnerable to like air attacks, and so they just have like an albatross that was assigned to them, like a genetically modified albatross or something.
They get like a big turtle, it just sits on their back. they have to piggyback this guy through every fight.
Oh man, that could be very funny.
Something like there's something about it, you know, because it's not just like big tiger. It's like her and this tiger and her are constantly like sharing little looks that feel like there's something going on. It's not the same as like I look at my cat and my cat looks at me and wow, not a single thought passes between either of our eyes. And then we move on with our life. You know, it's very much like some kind of communication is happening. Why is that?
It has like the same vibes of like not Mario, of like the Pokemon like Heart Gold Soul Silver thing where like you would like look at your Pokemon, they'd have like a small reaction about like whatever's going on around you.
Yeah. Does the animal eat kaiju meat? And so like while you're wearing the kaiju suit, you can kind of communicate emotionally with the animal? Or like
big if true.
Or are they just like hanging out?
I hope they're not just hanging aliens. Out. I hope there is a very weird, specific reason for it, and they tell us about it in a very cool way. That's what I want to happen.
I hope they tell us about it in a movie. I hope it's not part of like the main story. You know, I hope we meet a couple extra people with these animals. You know, and then like we have a movie where they like explain what the fuck is happening actually.
It's like a prequel movie where like they talk about how she gets the tiger and they just introduce
Mhm.
all the other like captains at the moment or whatever.
Right. I want some tiny girl with a big bear.
Just
I want like an
Annie from League of Legends.
I want like an Annie Tibbers situation.
That could be fun. Yeah.
It could be sick. Who knows?
There's-
I mean, these are like high schoolers, early college age kids, and like Kafka, who's 32.
That's also, yeah, I do like that too, because like I feel like another thing that I like about this show in particular is that I while I can't really call it seinen, it's still more shonen than anything else.
Mhm.
We have moved beyond the need for like teenage cast in this type of story, and like these are clearly adults who would be doing this kind of job that have like prepared for it or anything, and not just like a bunch of teens that have to be prodigies, otherwise why are they here?
Yeah, there's like exactly one teen who is a prodigy, and it's because her dad is like high up and has been fighting kaiju like his whole life. So like he's kind of been like training her on the side, sort of.
Right.
Like, and that makes sense. Everybody's like, "Oh yeah, you're the captain's daughter, of course. High five. We knew we'd see you here." Next question.
Oh man. But I think. Well, hold on, Teeks. Are we missing anything from spring?
I don't think we're missing anything from spring that's like a big impact thing. I do want to shout out the Many Sides of Voice Actor Radio.
Okay.
An anime about voice acting.
We had fun with that. I remember.
Yeah,
that.
and it's very much like it's about voice acting. Like specifically the mechanics behind voice acting, the additional gigs voice actors have to do, like the struggles new voice actors have getting into character sometimes, like very much that whole situation, And it helps that the main characters are new voice actors, and the existing characters are all played by veterans. And I mean like 1990s Sailor Moon veterans of the industry. So like it's just very cool. The whole thing is just very cool. And it's very much like this is what's like in the industry, just generally. With like stalking and an actual like industry favoritism and like all kinds of stuff. In addition to like I worked hard and I just became a voice actor and I got a lucky break.
There's a lot of like they talk about like the nuances of like the job, like being careful on social media and like how public perception can like affect everything that you do. There's a unique component about like Japanese VAs where like some of them are just like teenagers that do this like as an after school part-time job, and like safety concerns about making sure that these kids and their identities and like their day-to-day is something that is safe, that they can continue to have, is something that they talk about on the show.
Yeah, like one of the main characters ends up moving. Like her mom moves her.
Right.
Because people found out where she lived. And she was like, my number one concern is for my daughter. Like if this shit doesn't stop, I'm pulling her out of the program. She will not work. That's it.
There was also,
and actually, she's 14. She's fucking devastated.
Yeah. There was a moment where they talked them into like this big gambit, and like what happened ultimately is, well, like the safety concerns definitely reared their heads or whatever, but I thought it was very poignant that like the fans came out in a big way, that they did something material to try to preserve the safety of the people that they enjoyed the performances of, and that was a big deal.
And I feel like that's something that wouldn't necessarily happen for an American audience,
but it's a little trickier.
Yeah, but it is something that 100% feels like natural to have happen in Japan. Does that make sense?
I think I get it. Like, honestly, I think I'm not going to say that like American fans wouldn't give a shit. That's not what it is. But I feel like it's like the
way they go about it, I feel like there are more people in America who would have tried to fuck it up than people who would have actually like stood up to stop them.
That's true.
There
is that. I also I feel like there's something different about fandom in America specifically that is a little less like in person and accessible than like it is in Japan. But also like we don't really have like boy bands and girl bands anymore, Like I don't know if like
Right.
during like the height of
Everybody's a
say
solo artist and that sort of thing.
yeah, and like even then like things like meet and greets are like extremely controlled, like rare things that would happen like on a tour as opposed to
Hmm.
like just like something that would happen on a random Wednesday that people would show up to.
Right. And like they do like the whole premise of this, right, is these two girls are doing a voice actor radio where they are voice actors and they're doing like a radio program.
Hmm.
And some of those radio programs are in studios that are ground level with
Right.
full glass pane windows. And then they do one of these where like people can just see you
Hmm.
broadcasting right there.
Right.
And like that's a level of accessibility that I feel like American fans would more feel entitled to than like is a gift to them. Does that make
I feel
sense?
I get that, but I also feel like that doesn't like happen as much. You know, like I like the only other show I can think of in America that does that is like the Today Show,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And like the Today Show isn't like some tiny like radio show with two teenage girls at the head of it. Like it is this like well-oiled $1 million machine. Like no one's getting through that glass unless like they fire a rocket through it. And
Right.
like
Exactly.
and like if they were going to fire a rocket, like, it's because there are like dozens of layers of security that have already failed.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's just that like the I feel like it's a lot more open in like these in like this Japanese VA situation because it's like the whole system is different. Like
Mm-hmm.
they have entirely different concerns and like goals, and it's also way more embedded in like mundane than like something like that here.
Right, exactly. And like I think this comes back to like this is a thing that happened on TikTok and on Instagram, I think, where
Okay.
Chappell Roan came out and she was like
Mm.
she posted that video where she was like, "You're not like entitled to my time
Right,
when
right,
I'm
right.
off." Like don't people are constantly coming up and like harassing me, and if that keeps happening I'm just gonna quit. I'm just shutting the whole thing down because like that's
Mm.
not fair to her. And I
Right.
feel like that's not like in Japan because there are so many fan events that are around meet and greeting like the people, the
Mhm.
idols, the people, the whatever, handshake events, signings, special concerts, all that stuff. Like, and in America, it's all like you get one concert when she's on tour in your city, and like that's fucking it, you
Right.
know? I feel like the accessibility doesn't feel as like there's a time and a place for it in Japan, and there is not a time and a place for it in the US in the same
Right.
way,
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
know?
There's less like
And
hometown like events and stuff like
right,
that.
exactly. And because of that, and because it's so like concert tickets are so expensive and like everything's so like the performers become so inaccessible.
Right.
Like Americans are more likely to be pushy about that stuff. Whereas in Japan,
Mhm.
it's very accessible. Like, yeah, it's expensive to go to a concert. It's expensive, but like if you buy a CD, you'll get a handshake ticket, and you can just go to the handshake event.
Mhm,
You
mhm.
know, you go to
Yeah.
the littler concert in the smaller place. Like, it's not the same. Like, it's they're more accessible, but like because they're more accessible, like, and because there's a time and a place for those sort of things, I feel like this sort of incident is minor in
Yeah,
Japan,
they have
you know?
like there are totally different rules of engagement because
Mhm.
of like the ways that these different these like not different industries, but industries in different countries are shaped.
Mhm.
And like I don't know like what like the most punitive level that would be like in like Japan, because like I know like there was a whole thing because for example like at a show if someone's like having a bad time sometimes they'll throw something on stage. And
Mhm.
like one time there was like a water bottle that hit like a pop artist like in the
Mhm.
States, and they like found that person, had them like removed from the venue, and then like sued them afterwards.
Mhm.
And like that's like but that's still a thing that happens, like people still will like throw like stuff on stage. And I don't know, maybe there was a time in like the States where like musicians on stage would just have to eat that or something. And because they're traveling through like multiple cities as opposed to like being an ongoing presence in a particular town, they were like protected less.
Mhm.
I don't know, there's definitely a lot to it. I think there are definitely so many different moving parts in how they're like arranged in
Mhm.
these like two different countries
It's
that
not
would
like a
like
fair comparison for sure, but I think it is something we should be considering, you know?
yeah.
And like, yeah, this is an anime, and that's not what happens in real life, and blah blah blah. But like, this anime, and like to some extent, like Oshinoko, like, yeah, some things are like dramatized for sure, but like, it is supposed to be like a realistic look at the industry, you know?
Yeah.
And like, so a lot of those things that are happening to these characters are very much grounded in reality. And the way that like these management companies handle those things are also very much grounded in reality. I don't think anybody would do the like, okay, well, I'm gonna let my daughter walk, and like if people approach her, then like that's it. I don't think that's a thing.
Yeah.
But like her management company was fully prepared to like, we'll pay to move you to another place. We'll make sure that their staff's like is stationed at the school to help walk you home. Like all that stuff are like actual things that management companies will do in Japan. So it's like, you know, like, yeah, there's some like dramatization for the show, but like a lot of it is not dramatic, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Something to consider.
Mm-hmm.
We need to take a good hard look at it. And like, I'm not saying like, oh, the idol population, the like voice actor population in Japan, like they're so well taken care of or whatever, because obviously they're all fucking underpaid and shit. But like, it's just different. It's a different way to look at it. And I feel like some of these things we could incorporate, you know?
Okay.
In a healthy way. But whatever. What do I know? I don't know shit about shit.
I know.
I just look at it.
Might be a good opportunity to shout out that SAG-AFTRA is fighting for protections against AI components in their work. Things that would, trivialize the labor that they put forth in the creations that they're making, video games, movies, etc. And at the moment, I think they're not asking for any direct action, if I remember correctly. I think they're just asking to get the word out. So, be aware. SAG-AFTRA is fighting for the rights. And educate yourself a little bit about like the kind of AI protection that they're fighting for. They jive with you, maybe they'll ask for help in the future. We'll see what happens. Is that all the spring stuff?
I think that's all the spring stuff we wanted to cover.
All right. I will mention that Blue Lock episode Nagi came out, and I did not watch it because it's more of a recap from like a different perspective. A lot of people really like Nagi and they want to see more Nagi on screen. More power to them. But also I don't know. I saw the Nagi stuff. I think I'm okay.
I feel like it's not gonna matter if like we get into season 2, which is coming out this fall, and like it becomes like, oh, it's very important that you understand Nagi's backstory before like we get too far into season 2. I think we'll just watch it then, you know?
Okay, yeah.
But it doesn't feel like I've missed anything yet.
Yeah. Can't hear that. I don't feel like I missed anything. I mean, I might watch it still. Like, if it becomes a bit more accessible. I don't think it's like streaming anywhere yet. But
yeah, it's not. No, yeah. We'd have to Yoho that shit. All the Yoho sites are being taken down. Also, side note. Side note: the manhwa companies got involved, and they're pissed.
That sounds right. Actually, my brother